Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Welcome back, knife nerds, everyday care people. And don't forget you melon farmers out there. This is the Big Canucker, and we're going to have ourselves a look at a Chaves today. Although it is not this Chaves, but I got to say, because we've looked at this Chaves already, and I have to say that I love this knife. One of my favorite. This is here is just a little bit of just a look. Just you got to look at it, and I love these. A lot of people don't like this clip. They think it's kind of gauche and gaudy and childish, and you know what? That's me. All right, now we're gonna have a look at this Chaves right here, the Chaves Ultramar solid titanium bolt action pen. And it comes in a very, very stylish magnetic box, very similar to the box that came in with this knife here. And it also comes with a free tea bag. I was really blown away that they would send themselves. I'm just kidding. That's actually desiccant silica. It's there to take any sort of moisture away so this doesn't rust. Although it is titanium, it shouldn't rust. But there are some steel springs in there and that might rust. Little fun fact, little tip. If you happen to have something that you've dropped into some water and you've got a pile of these desiccant silica bags, just keep them. I take them, I throw them in my drawer. And when I get a bag full, I throw them in a little baggie, and they're just handy that if I ever drop something in water, especially the phones before they used to be waterproof, that would be awesome to throw those in there. Anyway, let's put this aside, and let's go back onto this titanium bolt action pen. Now, I have been collecting other EDC things besides knives for a little bit, and I have to say, probably about a year ago, I wanted to kind of get into the pens too as well. Now I had a really nice stainless steel pen, embassy pen that was an FBI actually. It was an FBI pen that was a government issued pen, and I ended up having that and carrying that for about 10 years. I love that pen. I got it for my birthday from my sweetheart. Speaking of my sweetheart, tomorrow's our 14th wedding anniversary. So if you want to say anything to Mrs. Canucker, for being the saint that she is, for being married to me for 14 years, put it in the comments. I'm sure she'd love to hear from you. Anyway, I've got a brass clicker pen, or these bolt action pens. I've got a couple of tactile turn bolt action pens that seem to be, and tactile turn seems to be like a real benchmark of what these pens are like. And I have to say that I wonder if they have spoiled me, because I do have some issues with this particular pen. So let's kind of go over some of the things with this one. And right off the bat, as you can see, it came with a mirror polished hidden screw clip with the elongated skull clip. I love this clip. I have to say that is part of the reason why I wanted to get one of these, is I love that skull clip. Ramon Chaves, to me, is a great knife maker, and I have to say that his design with this little clip was gorgeous, even down to the fact that you've got little tiny reliefs in there for the cheekbones. Must be like me, because I've got the high cheekbones that can cut paper. Whatever, they're covered by a layer of fat because I got a fat head. But it is mirror polished, and it seems to be showing some wear. But we'll kind of go over this here. This is a 4.82 inch long pen. It is a bolt action pen, and it is rather slick and rather smooth, but it also comes apart in a couple of different ways here. You can see here, ooh, that spring, she went flying. Ooh, almost don't want to lose that. Here we have, you can break this pen down to 3 different ways, which, it's got and they're all titanium. So you've got, the titanium nib here, you've got the barrel spacer, and then you've got the main body of the pen, and then you've got, of course, the bolt action. It comes with a Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 medium pen made in Germany. So I have to say that this thing is an excellent refill. I really love these. I love these. I like this better than the G2 gel, as a matter of fact. That is one of the things. But the Schmidt Easy Flow 9000, that sounds like kind of I don't know, like a German agricultural insemination machine or something. Welcome to the Schmidt 9000 Easy Flow. So it is a little bit weird, but it is one hell of a pen insert. So let's kind of put this back together and we'll have a look at it. All right, so then this little barrel goes over top like that, and it locks down. And it is, I mean, these pens are made by Riat, and they are really, really well done, bar a few things. Okay, so let's kind of put that in there, and then, oh, look at that! I could start myself a beatboxing career there with that. All right, so put it together. There we go. Now it does write beautifully. I'm just gonna grab this little piece of paper here because you got to see how it'll write. It is very, very smooth. I mean, my penmanship is absolutely terrible. It is horrible, my penmanship. But this Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 writes absolutely beautiful. All right, so it is, let's just see, 4.82 millimeters long. It is zero point 0.5 or 12.7 mil or half an inch thick, so it is got some girth to it. The weight is, minuscule, 1.76 ounces or 50 grams. And like I said, it has the Schmidt Easy Flow. It's designed by Ramon Chaves. Now it is made by Riat Knives out in China, and I mean, Riat knives are quickly becoming one of my favorite all-time knives. I love the designs. I love their fit and finish, and their making of the titanium knives are outstanding. But I do have some issues with this pen, and one of them being is the bolt spring on this seems to me very, very weak. It's just it's weak, and it doesn't give you that really good tactile sensation of kind of flicking. It's it's kind of like shaking hands with a guy with a really limp handshake. That's how it seemed to me. Now the two tactile turn pens that I got one that was brand new, and it had a really nice crisp, is how we kind of say it, crisp spring in it. And then the second one I had was a first generation tactile turn, and it was well used, and it also had some. It was well used, and it was really, really a little bit softer than the brand new one, but it was still very crisp. And this just seems a little bit weak. And I think I'm going to try to find a tougher spring for this and see if that will take care of that action. Now, the other thing that I dislike about this is the fact that the inside of this track here has not been machined, I think personally, to I think it's got some grind lines in it or something, but you can feel it's got that little bit of a, it's not super smooth. It's not. And I would love to see this channel polish that extra little bit, Riat, or even Ramon Chaves, if you ever see this. I dislike that intensely. It just doesn't seem as smooth in that channel as the tactile turn pens. And maybe I think, because I think so far, in my experience, the tactile turns have been the benchmark. And the other thing is this has been showing its wear. I've only, I've thrown this in my pocket, and it is starting to, it is polished. I love the look of it, but it is showing some patina on it, some fine micro scratches. And it probably would be very much for me to get some flits and just really, rub the crap out of that. And you know what? It's my pen, and I'll rub it as hard as I want to. I say that in the shower to my wife is all the time. and I just can rub this, clean it up, and then I think it is, back to super shiny. Now, I have written with this quite a bit, and I have to say that I was surprised that the half-inch size of this, was a little bit to get used to. It wasn't the most comfortable for writing for long periods. I did write a whole couple of pages with this pen, and I could feel my fingers starting to cramp after a little bit. And I just don't know if it's something that you just need to continuously get used to, or if it's just me, because I am 53 and I've had a rough life with my hands, and I'm suffering from a little bit of arthritis. Don't want to complain out there, but that could be it. But it just, as much as I love just the overall feel of the pen, it just seemed a little thick to write comfortably for a long, long time, despite having an absolute excellent Schmidt Easy Flow 9000 in refill. Now, this here so far has been kind of just tucked in my front pocket. I like the size for EDC. The 4.82 inches is excellent, but when I've tried to tuck this inside, say, one of my little notepads, the thickness just doesn't seem to really jive with a notepad. But it is nice and thick and sturdy and well built enough that I can throw it in my front pocket without, and I actually throw it in my front pocket and I clip it to the actual pocket lip, so it does stay in there. It doesn't go in and around the pocket. It just stays there, and I've not had any issues with this thing leaving. And I've actually pulled it out of my pocket a few times, whipped it out, and used it a few times, and it's been very, very handy that way. So there is some good and some bad. These are quite pricey, and I think for what they cost in the U.S., they're $135, and here in Canada, they're anywhere from, I've seen them $185 to a little over $200. I think that's an awful lot of money to pay for something that is not machined, I think, to the exact specifications that a $200 Canadian pen or $135 Canadian pen should be. I think you might be paying a little bit for this beautiful clip. And I got to say, the clip is beautiful. It's got great retention. I've got no worries with it whatsoever. Oh, and the other thing is this little barrel here, it screws into the center barrel. And I was flicking it after the first day I got it, and I only owned it for about 2 or 3 hours, and this thing popped right out. So I don't know if the fit, like the build quality on this particular one was 100%, because that shouldn't have happened. So what I ended up doing is I ended up putting it back together and putting a drip of blue Loctite in there, or thread locker. So hopefully that's not going to come out again, but it's just something that worries me a little bit. I am going to try to find myself a little bit better spring, and just to see if I can get that a little bit more crisp than what it is. It just seems a little weak to me. I really like this top. This looks like this top here has got a T6 torque screw in it. So if I ever bust this clip or want to change the clip, looks like I pop that out and this clip will come right out. But so far, you know what? I'm going to probably rate this probably a 7 out of 10. It loses some points for that coming off. It loses some points for it being not super smooth inside that channel, and that spring being a little bit weak. And you know what? Also, with the overall thickness of it, that is a personal opinion. That may not happen to you. It just happens to me because I've got a little bit thicker hands. All right. Thanks so much, you guys, for stopping by and having a look at this. I appreciate you having a look at this. If you like what you heard and you saw, please don't forget to give me a old thumbs up, as well as subscribe and leave a comment on what you think here. Now, please stay safe out there. Please keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.